Thank you very much. We have, so let me introduce myself. First, I'm Charles Scerri. I'm Vice Chairperson of Alzheimer Europe. We have some time for questions. So if we have any questions, please let us know. We need to have a mic, right?
Forgive me for being first. This was specifically a question for Professor Livingston relating to the use of hearing aids. I'm interested in the mechanism potentially behind that. As someone with personal experience of caring for my father who had profound hearing loss and also dementia. But I don't want to speculate in any kind of amateur way, but I'm thinking about basic cognitive psychology or the psychology behind learning and memory, and whether you think or whether there's any evidence that the way that memory is transferred from short-term into long-term memory, it relies on an auditory loop. And I'm wondering whether is that the mechanism whereby there's a connection between hearing loss and cognitive impairment, and specifically of dementia. I hope that makes some kind of sense to you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So I think the mechanism for hearing loss is complicated. We know people with uncorrected hearing loss have atrophy of their temporal lobe of their brains. So that mechanistically in scan, you can see a difference between people with uncorrected hearing loss and other people. However, one of the main mechanisms appears to be a lack of cognitive stimulation. The easiest way to have cognitive stimulation is to sit and chat to people. If you have hearing loss, you can't really do that. You might be able to talk to one person, but talking to a group of people is almost impossible. And when you talk to a group of people, you don't know what they're going to say. You have to respond. You do it rapidly, and they think about different things. So it's very cognitively stimulating. People who can't hear also isolate themselves because it's embarrassing and difficult to not be able to hear a conversation. So they become socially isolated. They're more likely to become depressed. And finally, if people are at a stage when, before people talked at the beginning about that you sort of gradually develop dementia, it's not in minutes. And if you're at the stage when your brain is vulnerable and you have to struggle to hear, then you have less capacity left to respond, to understand, to do other things. So it pushes people who might have mild cognitive impairment to have a full-blown dementia. I hope that helps.
So we have another question there and there and there. Okay.
Yeah, there's one question online. So the question is for Jill. And the question is, can you please expand further on the male versus female differences when it comes to the risk factor for dementia?
Sorry, I don't even know where the person was. Over there.
Yeah. The question is online.
Sorry.
The question was from somebody that's online. And the question is, can you expand further on the male versus female differences when it comes to risk factors for dementia?
Yes. So women are more likely, overall, we look at the whole population, to develop dementia than men. However, it's not necessarily true of subpopulations of women. So we look at the UK Biobank, which is made up of people who responded to letters asking them to volunteer, and is disproportionately high income, highly educated people. Women are less likely to develop dementia than men. So it depends. And one of the big things is income and education that makes a difference. And women throughout the world are more likely to be low income and less education. They're also more likely to live longer, which is part of the increased number. There's some people think that it may be related to the menopause. In general, HRT trials and reviews and analysis of them show that people who take HRT are either just as likely or more likely to develop dementia than people who don't. And I think that given that it's not true of women who are highly educated, it's probably not related to menopause and hormones, but it's related to a disproportionate socioeconomic disparity that women have. I think is the main thing, and I hope as we go forward that will go. Though it's certainly not going in many societies, and there'll be much less of disproportionately women developing dementia.
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions, so I take yours, Jean, and I take yours after that.
My name is Jean-Georges. I'm the director of Alzheimer Europe, and I just really want to thank all 4 speakers for the fantastic evidence that you provided for policymakers in a way that we should take prevention of Alzheimer's disease much more seriously than we currently do. And my question is probably more to our host, to Milan Bregdes, as a member of the European Parliament. Because if I look at what the European Commission does, they have a non-communicable diseases strategy where dementia is a bit of an afterthought. There's a mental health strategy where, again, dementia might get a mention, but it's not really a priority. And I know that you are really committed to making dementia a European priority. And I'm just wondering whether you have any advice. How do we convince your 704 colleagues to make sure that next time we organize an event, they are here to listen to these messages and that they're making sure that dementia will be included not just as an afterthought, but as a key priority when we're talking about prevention of non-communicable diseases?
Yeah, this is not an easy question, I would say. Okay, I have included dementia also in our common response to European care strategy, actually, from the Parliament. But this was also because previously I was known with the Alliance, having some knowledge about the issue. So the question always is when the particular committees would have their own initiative reports, because it starts always there. You have to be fast enough. You have to be quick enough to actually communicate with them, to invite them, to try to even lobbying them, whatever. Despite our rules now has been, let's say, upgraded in this respect, but doesn't matter. You know, people normally will speak with you. This is not really an issue. And okay, inviting them on such events probably sometimes doesn't work. But it can work also, so because some members of the Parliament, in particularly when there is time for re-election, I know, and then they get interested in. So probably you have to put it in your pledge also some commitment in this respect that they will try to bring the issue in. And what is also important probably is that it's very likely that in next mandate we will have a subcommittee on public health, because this was now established, and there definitely is the place for it. But now in 1 year we can do very little. Some will be really on mental health, and there is a huge quarrel behind who will take reportership and all other issues. But nevertheless, okay, I and others who know the issue, because this is going cross political. This cannot also be associated left, right, doesn't matter. We will try to do the issue, either for let's say for those who are from solidarity between generations. We are having a kind of cooperation there. Also, I know that this a bit more rightist group on the demographic challenges. Also, as intergroup working in the Parliament. So you should use all the opportunities to speak with them and to ask them to put on the agenda also dementia, which has, you know, in proportion, it is huger that actually, the cancer, which is the top priority in among the diseases at the European level. But this topic is more or less associated with EPP. It was taken over by one political group, and then it goes also that way. But I prefer to have it, in this respect, neutral. Thanks.
Okay, we move on to.
Yes, I would
the-
like to add, sorry, here, as we are now in front of the European elections, so it's up to all of us to speak very loud in all countries and to have a lot of contact with the media and to stress dementia priority. This is also our time and we have to work. It's good that young generation knows and work a lot on priority, risk factors, and dementia priority, and stay optimist, and we'll move better on this field of dementia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we only have time for the last comment or question.
Hello, it's Chris Roberts. I'm chair of the European Working Group at the moment. And we hear a lot about disparity between services, medication, support across Europe and the UK. One of the things I don't think helps, and I wonder what everyone else says, is dementia is a very small basket to put 200 plus illnesses in, and the symptoms are dementia. Do you not think if we got rid of the word dementia and called the illnesses by what they are, we would get better support, better medication, and tailored help?
Well, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we have to stop there because we're very tight on timing. And on behalf of Alzheimer Europe, I would like to take this occasion to thank our 4 speakers for their presentation, Professor Livingstone, Dr. Ras, Dr. Kaninen, and Jan Scerri. And I would also like to thank our MEP representative here, Milan Briglets, for taking your time to join us on this important debate, and for obviously your ongoing support to the Alzheimer Europe work and effort. So as this is customary in our meetings, and as many of you know, I would like to offer our MEP representative here and host and all the speakers a small token of appreciation for being with us and presenting today. And that small token of appreciation is a box of chocolate. With being in Belgium, it's it. Thank you very much. But before concluding today's session, we have another important presentation to make. So today we pay tribute to Helen Rochford-Brennan, a former member of the European Working Group of People with Dementia, who served as vice chair from 2014 to 2016 and as chair from 2016 to 2022. She has been an active and passionate campaigner for both in her home country and at a European level for many, many years, since receiving a diagnosis of dementia almost a decade ago. Helen has worked tirelessly over the years, also through difficult times, I have to say, so as to share her personal experience of living with dementia, her professional experience, and her many talents for the benefit of the Alzheimer Europe community, the European Working Group of People with Dementia themselves and their carers throughout Europe, and the numerous research and policymakers. We are indebted to you, Helen. Her advocacy has seen her involved in policy, in research, in campaigning, in involvement work across Europe, including contributing to the public involvement work in a large number of European research projects covering issues such as artificial intelligence, remote monitoring devices, dementia risk prediction, dementia prevention strategies, assistive technology, palliative care, and many more. Taking part in consultations and spoken at events organized by some of the European of Alzheimer Europe sponsors, including pharmaceutical and commercial companies. Participating in scientific committees and the Interdem Task Force on the use of technology during COVID-19. Speaking at Alzheimer Europe annual conferences and representing Alzheimer Europe and the European Working Group of People with Dementia at various conferences as meetings organized by the World Health Association organization, the European Commission, and the European Medicines Agency. Anyone, including myself, I have to say, who had the privilege of working with Helen will attest the keen insight and thoughtful contribution she made to our work and how it has unquestionably strengthened our effort and our continuous work for the dementia cause. Helen, thank you very much for your work. We really appreciate it. So we have a small token of appreciation for you. I invite you to say a few words to mark this particular. You need a photo, okay? He needs a photo first. Yeah, yeah. Somewhere here is okay. A little bit more.
Well, just when you thought I had stopped talking, I'm back. Thank you so much for your kind words, Charles, and thank you to everybody. As I come to the end of my term, I wanted to express my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to each and every one of you. These years have been filled with fascinating research, implementing meaningful changes, and making a lasting impact, not only within Europe, but also influencing change worldwide. It has been an honor and a privilege to be part of this remarkable group. The research was so extremely rewarding. Roadmap about real-world evidence, PACE about palliative care, SPAN plus about empowering strategies, Paradigm about patient engagement, which we now call public involvement, ADAIR AD, which is about technology, and no doubt will make major changes in diagnosis. We also participated in ethics, census, diversity, and you know diversity is very close to my heart, as is gender balance, and many other types of research, which we all were privileged to participate in. And it was great for me to participate in. And then we found another place for research. And if you haven't been there, I want to highly recommend it to all of you, because the best research was on there, and it's called Kitty O'Shea's. So it's a pub. I cannot emphasize enough the joy and fulfillment I experienced while collaborating with such a wonderful team. The early years, especially, hold cherished memories. My first meeting in Scotland, the evening spent with Helga, Agnes, and Hilary, and so many others. We shared laughter, camaraderie, and a genuine passion for our cause. Although there were challenges along the way, the rewards we reaped and the profound sense of purpose we felt made every hurdle worthwhile. So I want to also tell you that I have just missed a paragraph. My son would be very proud of me. I would also like to extend heartfelt thanks to the Alzheimer's Europe team. Jan, your superb leadership, as I've often told you, has been instrumental in guiding us towards our shared goals. Diana and Anna, I'm grateful for your consistent efforts because you certainly helped me in many times when I was stressed, ensuring that I got every bit of documentation I needed for the meetings well in advance. And you always give us so much support. Gladys, thank you for making sure I always reached my destination when it was not the easiest task, since my location is in the northwest of Ireland. And sometimes I think she was pulling her hair out when she was trying to get me here. To Kate, I know you're not with us today, but your diligent work on communications has been invaluable. And Stephanie, I appreciate the prompt and efficient manner in which you manage the finances. And to everybody else, it has been a pleasure collaborating with you, as well as all the others who made my time with the group so enjoyable. Over the course of my involvement, I've had the privilege of meeting countless amazing individuals and invited to speak in so many places. However, accepting the Mano Amigo Award on behalf of the working group will forever remain a special memory. The award itself was a great honor, and I will forever cherish the experience of delivering speeches and receiving such gratifying responses. One particular highlight of delivering my speech, of course, was in the early days on human rights and the Parliament. These were just some of the many unforgettable moments that have left an indelible mark on my journey. I would like to take a moment to express my deep gratitude to the board for your unwavering support and acceptance over the course of my 4 years with you. Your trust in my abilities and your belief in my potential have played a significant role in shaping my journey and achievements. Throughout my time here, you have provided guidance, resources, and encouragement, allowing me to grow both personally and professionally. Your dedication to fostering an environment of inclusivity and collaboration has made all the difference to my journey with dementia. I'm truly grateful for the opportunities you've given me, the challenges you've pushed me to exceed my limits with Alzheimer's, and the invaluable knowledge I have gained under your guidance. Your support has not only allowed me to thrive, but also instilled in me a deep sense of confidence, and I believe that all my abilities have not been taken away by my illness. I'm truly fortunate to have had the privilege of working along such an exceptional board. Your leadership, vision, and commitment to excellence have set a remarkable example for me and inspired me to strive to the greatness of everything that I do. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your unwavering support and acceptance, and that is to all of you. I'm immensely grateful for the incredible experiences and opportunities I had during my time here with Alzheimer's Europe. And I want to thank the AE sponsor, the Alzheimer's Europe sponsors, because without the sponsors, of course, we might not be here. And also, of course, I want to pay a big thanks to the European Commission for the funding and the European Parliament for the work and the support they've given us. I suppose it's a couple of people I think I want to remember, and one I met her on the plane last night, and that's Deirdre Clune from Ireland. She's been with me on all of this journey and since the very beginning, and of course she's Irish, so I have to think of her, and so many others that have been with us on this journey. And I would like to extend my gratitude to the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland for nominating me and for their unwavering support throughout. From my first meeting to this present day, their belief in my abilities and education has been truly humbling. So as I bid farewell, please know that my time with the European Working Group of People with Dementia, and I have met the most amazing people in that working group, and I'm sure I'm meeting more today. It has been one of the most enriching experiences of my life. The progress we made together, the knowledge we shared, the impact we created will continue to resonate and inspire me even on my darkest days. Thank you once again for everything. I will forever cherish the memories and the connections forged during my time with this remarkable group. But I would like to extend my deepest thanks to all the members of the working group who generously share their knowledge and expertise with me and the rest of the team. Each term, we welcome new members and we bid farewell to others, creating a vibrant and ever-evolving community. Today, as I reflect on my time with the group, I want to take a moment to remember those who are no longer with us. And this is a difficult one for me because we have a lot of amazing people that made a huge contribution to the European Working Group and Alzheimer's Europe. And their contribution and dedication have left an indelible legacy. Their insights, wisdom, and passion have enriched our work and shaped the progress we have achieved. Though they may no longer be with us, physically present. Their spirit lives on in the invaluable contributions they made to our cause. So let us honour their memory by carrying forward their legacy, by continuing to strive for advancement in dementia research, care and support. Their presence may be missed, but their impact will forever be felt within our group and beyond. May we remember them and pay tribute to those who have left us, for their influence continues to inspire and guide us. And finally, I would not be able to be here if it wasn't for one person, and that's my volunteer travel support, Carmel Gagan. Carmel is a volunteer, and I wanted to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for your incredible support during my travels. Yes, there were lots of mishaps and lots of laughs. Your dedication and compassion in volunteering, despite facing your own challenges, have truly touched my heart, and also that of my late husband, Sean, and my son, Martin. They're immensely grateful to you, as I am, for your kindness and selflessness. So thank you for being there for me, providing me not only with practical assistance, but also warm and understanding presence with lots of laughter. Your generosity and willingness to help have left a lasting impact on me and many others. You're a true volunteer, Carmel, and that's what volunteering is all about. I truly appreciate your efforts and the difference you make in the lives of others. Your volunteer work is a testament to your strength, compassion, and resilience. Thank you once again for being a beacon of support and a shining example to us all on what volunteering is. Thank you, everybody. And as we say in Ireland, Muile Buíochas, until we meet again on some sunny day, I hope it'll be. Thank you.